Hey, what's up YouTube? TerrencemYT here, and I am back. I was sick for like 2.5, 3 weeks, had a ear infection, so didn't really have the energy to really do long streams, and then like that means I don't like have as much content to upload to YouTube and stuff like that. But finally feeling a lot better. It was so uncomfortable. But got a video for you today and should be able to get back on track to have some consistent uploads. But today's video we have a ranking of the Neow Blessings, the bonuses that you get at the start of the run. They are really important for your runs. They are the things that help you get strong enough to like fight some elites, and then you use those elites and you snowball that. So it's just really important that you're picking the right Neow's Blessings for your situation. Of course, there is some like variance with the map generation and things, but your goals as a whole are usually the same, so this should definitely help. Let's bring this up. Okay. So here we got some of the ones that aren't ranked. I chose not to rank all of the options that are below the boss relic swap. This is for the defects. There's some characters like the Ironclad, where this will actually be a lot more interesting. So definitely stay tuned for me to do the Ironclad one, because on the Ironclad you don't really want to boss relic swap. So I'll be ranking practically all of them. But for Defect, I ended up only ranking 17 of them total, and the rest of them are pretty much below boss swap for sure. There's options like the max HP here and the max HP here. Max HP is just like so useless as far as the early game goes. You'd rather have something that actually like increases your strength. Like if you go into like Lagavulin sentries or Knob, max HP is not really helping you do anything, and a lot of the time if you miss breakpoints on like killing sentries in time or killing Knob or Lagavulin, you're taking like a significant amount of damage. So being stronger definitely helps by a lot, and like HP doesn't really matter against Hexagos. That's a race. Slime boss, you want to be stronger, and even against like Guardian, you want to like have that like 49 damage for the beginning. So you're definitely just trying to be stronger. Max HP pretty relevant, and is the most common taken like downside of all of the ones with the downsides. So you'll notice that pretty much none of the like lose max HP options, well, this one doesn't have one, are like ranked lower than the boss relic swap, except for maybe one actually. Just remove one, transform one are just not that impactful. Upgrade could probably be put like a spot or a couple spots under boss relic swap. It's not bad on things like Zap. If you really don't want to boss relic swap, this can like go towards the end of the rankings of what I did. Choose a card to obtain is one of the worst. You get access to card order screens very easily. This is not giving you anything that you can't get yourself by pathing otherwise, so nope, not good. Random rare card depends like character to character, but there is definitely some bricks, especially early game, like Echo Form, Creative AI, Meteor Strike. Machine learning's kind of a brick early. Like you don't really want to brick. And then there's the 3 random potions. Might be okay at lower ascensions, I'm not really sure. Probably still not, but especially with only 2 potion slots, it's really bad. You don't want to use your potions in like easy pool fights. You don't take that much damage from them usually anyway. And then you're likely to get potions from them, and then you're like discarding potions and like overflowing with potions, and then you're just wasting your Neow Blessing completely. Then there's remove 2, take damage, and curse. Just take damage in general is really bad. There's so many ways for you to actually make use of your health pool in Act 1, whether it be all of the events that deal damage to you or using it fighting some elites. There's just a lot more efficient ways to use your health pool than taking damage at the Neow. Remove to obtain a curse is a little bit like counterintuitive, like you're making the curse be seen more often. And you just want to be... It can be okay if you're pathing for a remove anyway. Then you're like locking yourself into that remove for the 2 removes. It's okay. I'm not actually even sure if this is an option. I'm not positive. And then Transform 2 doesn't... The lose all gold option is very borderline in the same area as the upgrade option. It's just if you brick on your transform and you don't have the gold to help you like make up for that at a shop, and then you're like not strong enough to do elites because you bricked, and then you're kind of in this spot where you just like have to hit some other way, and then like maybe you're not even that strong for like hard pool fights, and then you can run into like that kind of like snowballing effect of like I'm weak and I don't have an option to get out of this. And then there's the rare colorless cards that have a lot of options here, like the lose all gold would be a reasonable one, but there's 15 rare colorless cards and only actually 3 that are definite positives for the beginning of a run. Apotheosis, Hand of Greed, and the Bomb. Outside of that, next in line would probably be like the draw of like Master Strategy, but you're on 3 energy at the beginning anyway, so yeah, I don't really rate it very highly. I'm not even sure if I rate the lose 7 max HP one high anymore either. Cards like Mayhem aren't that great on Defect because you do like Echo Form, and that could completely ruin an Echo Form for you. And then there's like Magnetism, which I used to think was okay-ish, but had like 1 too many runs where it was just like a complete curse in Act 1. I was like, I'm never doing this again. But yeah, it's not great if you're not hitting Bomb, Apotheosis, or Hand of Greed, which is just a straight 50-50. And we could do a lot better than 50-50 for getting stronger in Act 1. I've shown you all the ones that you shouldn't be taking and giving you reasons for them, but let's finally get into the ones that you should be taking. Before I scroll up, you can pause the video and take a quick guess at what you think is the strongest of the Neow Blessing options to start a run. It's actually generally the strongest on every character, given some map generation things. And also, if just put whatever you think is the strongest down in the comments below, or if you like disagree with me like about rankings and stuff, then I'm definitely down to have a discussion, and it would help me to make the other videos, as well as maybe I had to go back and change this one a bit. But here we go. We have gain 250 gold, lose max health as the best option. Gold is just so flexible. You can buy cards, you can buy relics, you can buy potions, you can remove. On Defect especially, 2 of its best relics, Runic Capacitor and Orange Pellets, are shop relics. So you want to be going to a bunch of shops. There's also the power slot in shops, where you can get like more defrags, more focus, more orb slots, things like that. Very, very important for Defect, so you can't really have too much gold on Defect. Obviously, this option, as well as the other gold options and the options that have the curse, you really, really would like a shop before your elites, or at the very worst, like right after your first elite, but preferably before your first elite on your path, or they go down pretty significantly. Almost to like not worth taking at all over a swap if the shop is too late. But yeah, gold is just way too flexible. And then random common relic is just a pretty good option that gives you like some guaranteed benefit that's like sticking with you throughout the whole rest of the run. And there's no real downside to it. There's also 100 gold, and you like 100 gold is really important because it unlocks the 99 gold that you start with. In shops at higher ascension, it's like 157 or something to like 173 is the range of the common and shop relics, and you really want to at least be able to buy one of those when you go into a shop, and you get like 45ish gold depending on where the shop is from your first couple of combats. So it just really helps in unlocking your ability to actually go to a shop with that gold and do something meaningful. Then there is Rare Relic, which is actually pretty low at 8 and 9. But Rare Relic can brick. Like, Rare Relic's values around like 330 gold, so it, an ideal world, would be worth more than the 250 gold, but you like actually get to choose what you're doing with this gold. And with the Rare Relic, if you brick, then that's not worth much at all. Like, there are Rare Relics that do close to nothing in Act 1. Like, all of the campfire ones aren't that great, like Peace Pipe. And then there's like Ginger, and there's, if you don't get a great like elite RNG, like Stone Calendar is not really doing that much for you into like a Gremlin Knob. There is a really cool video where we had a 5 elite Act 1 with carried completely by Stone Calendar on Ironclad on the channel. You should definitely check that out. That's a fun one. But yeah, there's just a lot of Rare Relics that don't actually do that much early. There's a video where I talk about Rare Relic versus Boss Swap as well. I uploaded somewhat recently. But yeah, Rare Relic is just inconsistent, but worth the risk sometimes, maybe if the pathing is not too demanding. There's Neow's Lament, which is I recommend only taking it on 70/30s. So if you are unaware, when you go into a question mark room, there's a 10% baseline of you getting a fight, and then that goes up by 10% for each time you enter a question mark and you don't roll a fight, and it will reset back down to 10% once you do. So if you go to 3 question marks, there is a 50-50 chance of you rolling a fight. So if you have like 2 fights and then 3 question marks, that is a 50-50 for you to successfully Neow's Lament snipe an elite, and I would not rate this. I'd rate it lower than Boss Relic Swap for 50-50s. In the area of like a little bit below it. Like, it's better than a lot of the things that are below it still, but it's probably like in like the 20 to 22 range or something if I had to rank them all. I don't know. And then there's back to the choose a rare card, which I skipped over for random rare. Choose a rare card's just pretty good on each class. Like, actually choosing a rare is a pretty big deal, and it's pretty guaranteed boost to the beginning of your run. Whereas like random rare relic is a lot less guaranteed, and like removing, you still have to like find actual good cards. Transforming, you can brick. So like rare card right after like getting gold seemed like a really good way to boost your run. Next up, there's the remove and transform. I'm not actually sure if I rate remove or transform here. Generally, early transform should be better than remove. Luckily, you don't actually have to ever compare these to each other, since you get like 2 without a downside, then 1 with a downside, and then the boss relic as the option. So you never have to pick these against each other. And transforming is really, really, really good early because random cards are generally a lot better than base cards. But you do have the option to brick, which I talked about before. So like having like detrimental effects and bricking would be really, really, really bad. Which is why I have like the 2 remove options, but only 1 transform option here. Even though I think transform might be slightly better early game. But remove is just a lot less variance involved. Then there's choose a red card curse. Like I said before, try and path around shops. Then there is choose a colorless card. There's like 20 uncommon colorless cards. 10 are like positive, 10 are like negative slash just bricks. Don't really do much for the beginning of a run. So yeah, it's like the 14 to 16 range here is actually pretty borderline of being lower than boss relic swap. I'm not actually sure how I feel about colorless. I think colorless makes it, and then 250 gold take damage is really, really close. Like I said before, there's so many ways to like use your health effectively. So if you're not getting that chop right away, absolutely not. And even if you are, you probably would want like campfires on the path for safety, but you also still want to be fighting a bunch of elites. So the like map generation has to line up really, really well for that to work out for you. And then there's choose red colors for lose max health. This is the lowest lose max health option. It's something you can take if you definitely don't want a boss relic swap, but I'm not sure how into the like 50-50 I am. Maybe on like a demanding path you'd like to take the 50-50, and then if not, you at least get like some draw. Because boss relic swapping can make you slightly weaker because the lightning orb that you get from cracked core is actually really, really good against like early elites. And like Jawworm and Cultist, it can make the difference for a turn. And like against Laos, having that dual cast right away, it definitely saves you like significant amount of health for like the first half or 75% of Act 1. It's a pretty big deal, but the like long-term benefits of the boss relic swap definitely start to outweigh it. Like as soon as you're in Act 2, really, the lightning orb gets pretty whatever. But that does it for these rankings. Like I said before, let me know what you agree with as far as these rankings. Let me know what you don't disagree with, what your like favorite boss relics, not boss relics, blessing starts are. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Let me know that me spending time making these videos again and like doing this consistently, that you guys want me to do that, really helps to show me that stuff. And I think that's about it. Thank you for watching.